Hello everyone, so today I will be talking about my FTMO challenge. I will take a look at the trades that I took, also we will take a look at the FTMO trade analyzer and my Excel trade journal. And in the end I will talk a little bit about what I could have done differently and what my plans are for future FTMO challenges. So let's get right into looking at the trades in TradingView. Okay, so let's take a look at the trades I took for the FTMO challenge. First, we have the Euro and US dollar. I started the challenge around the 1st of February. And then let's find, I had only just one trade on this pair, right here. This was a short trade. So what I was seeing at first, I was seeing this ascending structure, like this. And then I was seeing a reversal. So at this point I saw a momentum shift. This is a common pattern that I usually look for. It's an ascending and then a reversal, which usually starts a trend to the downside. And I was willing to place a short order. I got tagged in and tagged out in the same candle. So this was actually a 1% loss. What I should have done is I should have checked my plan more thoroughly, because this trade actually didn't fit my plan, as we got a descending structure prior to that. And I know when I see a descending structure, so break of the low retrace, break of the low retrace, break of the low retrace into an ascending structure, it usually signals a larger range. So what I should have done, according to my plan, I should have waited for another push down and then look for a short trade. So unfortunately this trade didn't fit my plan, but I still took it because I was too quick and I didn't check my plan. So that is what happened here, and this was the only trade on EU. Now let's switch over to EJ, so Euro and the Japanese yen. Also had just one trade here, so let me find it. It was right here. Also a short trade, and let me take this back. So this was also a loss trade. What I saw here, I saw a V reversal and I saw this small pause, and I saw the price continue in the direction of the second V leg. So that is also a common pattern I do look for, is a V and then a small range and a continuation of this second V leg. Then I look for short trades. But what is interesting, this one also didn't fit my plan, because we broke with just one candle, and at that time I didn't check my plan. If I did check it, I would have saw I need to see a 2 candle break. So what I should have done, I should have waited for another break and then look for a short trade. So unfortunately this was again a loss that didn't fit my plan, but I took it because I didn't check what I wrote down in my trade plan. So what happened then? Well, price stopped me out and then dropped. So that is it for EJ, also had just one trade. And now let's switch over to AU, so Aussie and US dollar. Here I had multiple trades, so let's go over them. So I started the challenge on the 1st of February, and then the first trade was actually a small win. So what happened here? What I was seeing an ascending structure, and I was also seeing a reversal. Right here I was happy with the 1 candle break, and it did fit my plan, because I saw this larger ascending structure, and I actually saw a smaller ascending right here. So I was very willing to place that pending short order at that exact time. Then I got tagged in and price pushed to the downside. So right here, and then at the break of the low I reduced my risk to this candle, and then I got stopped out for, I think it was a 1 hour of risk, so this was a small win. And what happened then? Let's replay it. So the price continued. And then we actually got this. So we got a trend down, we got a 1 candle pullback and another candle down. So to me this signaled a nice trend to the downside, and I was willing to actually search for an ascending structure to the entry point. My entry point would be at this inside bar at this level. So what I actually looked for, I looked for that small ascending that signaled to me that the price action is pausing. We did actually get that. So right here we can see we broke this high retraced, broke this high, just retraced, and then I got tagged in with this candle and tagged out right after that. So this was again a loss, a 1 hour loss, but it fit my plan and I did like this trade. Price then continued to the upside, and what happened then? Well, I saw another trend form, but this one was to the upside. So we broke this most recent high, got some momentum, had a pullback, then got continuation of the momentum, and to me this looked very good. This was a textbook trade for me personally. I really liked the momentum and these 3 candles. So after this candle formed, I immediately placed a pending short, or sorry, a pending long order at this level. So this would be the most recent high level. Then I got tagged in and price continued to the upside. After that, I actually got in another long trade because I was seeing a nice strong trend forming to the upside. So I really like this trend, especially on the Aussie and US dollar, which trends a little bit correctively with deeper pullbacks, I would say. So after this candle formed, I again placed a pending long order at the inside bar. That's how my strategy works. So placed a pending long order and then actually got tagged out for a 1 risk unit or 1% loss, and right here I made 1.3% on this trade, so 1.3 are a win. So to sum up, this was a small win, loss, another win, and then another loss. So what happened then? Okay, so right here I was also looking for a long trade. I saw this trend to the upside. I saw this pullback start to form, and I wanted to see price continue up and give me actually a long trade. So what happened? We did continue and we got a really nice candle with a really nice close. For me, this was also a textbook trade. I saw momentum, a really small pullback, and I saw momentum continue, give us a really clean close and a really good candle. So I placed a pending long order at this most recent high and then got tagged in and tagged out straight away for a 1% loss. So this was also a loss trade, but it was a very good trade in my opinion, and it fit my plan 100%. And yeah, those are all of the trades on AU. Yep, those are all of the trades on AU. And now for the last pair, so for the Aussie and the Japanese yen, this is actually the last pair that I traded. Also had no trades in the beginning of the month, and then trades started to appear right here. So what I was seeing a nice trend form to a downside. I was seeing the price start to trend down. I was seeing a large impulse, a pullback, and then momentum continue. We saw this wick, but for me it didn't personally concern me. So what then started to form is actually a small pause in the pullback. So this is what we call a combo trade. I was searching for this. So at this point, let me take it back a little bit more. So when I saw this free candle start to pause a little bit, then I placed a pending short order, and I was very happy to get in on a short trade, since I know these types of setups usually do play out on the Aussie and the Japanese yen and usually do give pretty good percentage. So then I got tagged in and tagged out with the same candle for a 1% loss right here. Then the price continued moving to the upside. And what then happened, let's see. I then saw another trend start to form. Then I saw a trend to the upside start to form. I saw these nice candles and a nice clean close. So I wanted to get in on a long trade, but I also wanted to see some more momentum. And after these candles formed, I was very happy to look for a long trade, especially then after this candle, which really showed me that the price wants to go to the upside, and that we are now starting to form a really nice uptrend. So at this point I did wait for a bit more candles, because I didn't want to take a straight retrace to my entry point. That would be a V reversal and would usually signal to me a range, so I would want to stay out of that sort of price action. But what actually happened, so we got a small pause in the pullback, and at this point I placed a pending long order and was very willing to take that long trade. And then I got tagged in and also tagged out with the same candle for a 1% loss. So again, this was a loss, but it fit my plan 100%. I really like this trade. I really like the momentum that we saw, and this pullback, as I said earlier, is very high probability for me on the Aussie and the Japanese yen, where we get the small pause in the pullback and then a candle to the entry point. So let's see what trades I took after that. So let me exit the bar replay. So there is another long trade I took right here. This was very similar to the Aussie and US dollar. It actually occurred at the same time, and I was seeing the same thing. I was seeing a nice impulse to the upside, some nice momentum. I was seeing a really small pullback, just a 2-candle pullback, no momentum shift, and then I saw momentum continue to the upside. We got these really clean 2 candles. We got a really clean close, so at this point my order was on and I was looking for a long trade, and then I got tagged in and tagged out with the same almost immediately. But again, fit my plan 100%, really liked it, so this was another loss trade. And let's see, I think I have 2 more right here. Actually just 1 more trade. So this was the last trade that I took, which was on the last day of the challenge. I was already down, I think, 2.5%. And this was a pure gamble to see if I can just get it above break even and maybe get a free retry. So after this candle formed, I placed a long order and had a really small take profit for for it to hit and for me to gain that 2.5%. But what actually happened is the price tanked, so that is what happens in the market. And I then exceeded the maximum daily drawdown, and I automatically failed the challenge. But again, I was happy that I at least tried to save it on the last day. There was no really other opportunities for me to enter. So yeah, I was also happy with this sort of gamble to maybe try to get a free retry. So that is it for all of the trade recaps. Those are all of the trades that I took, and now let's move on and see the trade analyzer. Okay, so let's take a look at the trade metrics from the FTMO website. As you can see, I started on the 2nd of February, ended on the 3rd of March. I chose the 80,000 euros account size. And this is the equity curve. So at the beginning, I was actually in a little bit of profit and around break even. I also want to say I risked 0.5% of equity on each trade. So 0.5% risk of equity on every single trade. And then as time progressed, I actually ended up in a loss streak, so ended up in a losing streak. And the last trade was that gamble trade where I just tried to save the account in the last couple of hours, which didn't play out good, but at least I tried. And then let's take a look at the trading objectives. So I did pass the minimum trading days. The max daily loss was exceeded by the last gamble trade, which I just wanted to save the account, as I said. Otherwise, this would have also been passed, the max daily loss. The max loss objective was passed, so that is good. And the profit target was not passed. I failed the challenge. I also ended up in a negative, so didn't get a free retry, unfortunately. But the market conditions for this month were not really conducive for my personal strategy, so maybe some other month I will have more luck. And let's also take a look at the Excel trade journal. So right here I did take 10 trades. The cumulative risk to reward was minus 4.9. So if I risked, let's say 1%, I would have ended up minus 4.9%. And because I risked 0.5%, then I ended up with, so let's see, 0.5 times this, I ended up at minus 2.45%. And what is also important to know that the first two trades I actually made the mistake because they didn't fit my plan. What was good is that I managed to reduce my risk on the second trade, so didn't take the full -1 risk to reward, took actually minus 0.2. So that was good, but still I shouldn't have been taking these types of trades. I was not paying enough attention, so ended up with 2 losses, which I didn't really need to end up with. And the rest of the trades fit my plan 100%. There were 2 winning trades, the rest were losers. So 1 win on the Aussie and US dollar. 2 wins on the Aussie and US dollar, and the rest were all losses. So yeah, that is it for this part of the video, and now let's move on to the final segment. Okay, so let's now take a look at some of the main reasons I failed the challenge. The first one would be that I took some trades that really didn't fit my plan. I took 2 losses that didn't fit my plan or my checklist. They were more impulsive trades, so I really need to work on that. The second one would be that my trade plan was not refined enough. I found that I took more valid setups than high probability ones. Definitely something to work on, and do more backtesting, also more market research, and be more conservative when taking the trades. And the last one would be some poor market conditions. The last month I didn't really get an opportunity to enter on a big win that would fit my plan. And that is what can happen. So some months you can even be in a negative, and some months you can be in a 30% plus at the end of the month. So it really depends on what the market conditions are, and it depends on luck also. So the last month we didn't really get enough opportunities, but maybe the next months we will get some nice winning trades and be able to bank that 10% profit. So my plans for future FTMO challenges are to be a little bit more conservative when taking the trades. So do more market research, do more backtesting, and really stick to the high probability setups and avoid the valid setups, which usually end up in a loss. Also, always check trade plan and checklist before taking a trade to avoid the trades that don't fit my plan, and also to have less losses, which will then make the percentage higher at the end of the month. Also, backtest and refine the trade plan. I need to do a little bit more backtesting, and I need to be a bit more conservative, especially at the beginning of the week, so Mondays and Tuesdays, when I tend to take some valid setups that really always end up in a loss. So I need to be more careful at the beginning of the week, and I need to focus on the high probability setups only. So yeah, that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I plan on taking another FTMO challenge soon. I think I'll take the $50,000 one, and maybe the market conditions will improve, so I will be able to pass it. And if I don't, then I'll just stick to the plan and keep on trying the challenges until I pass. So yeah, that's it for the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.